Welcome to the Debra Kennedy Show. Tonight, I am so honored to have a very special guest, Natalie Allen. I'm so excited to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Debra. Thank you. This is an honor for me to be here, and I'm just so happy to see you again and to be on your show. This is amazing.
Your foundation is amazing, the Arts Empowerment Project, and I went to an event that you hosted, and it pulled at my heartstrings because every family is not created equally. And a lot of children don't have the same opportunity that our children perhaps have. And you're involved in this for many reasons, but tell me what pulled at your heartstrings to have you be a big part of this, the major part of it.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you for attending our event. It was wonderful, and coming out of COVID, we were just so excited to host everybody and to have people come in and to hear more about our mission. And I'm an attorney by trade. I left my career and followed my husband's career, but I never forgot some of the lessons that I learned when I was chief of the domestic violence unit back in Washington, D.C., and seeing a lot of kids who were growing up in homes where violence was the norm and growing up in communities and community violence. So you look at a lot of students who are here in our fair city of Charlotte and all over the country, really, who are battling violence at home and in their communities, and what to do about that. And it's always stayed with me about thinking about how to break the cycles of violence. And so when I thought about it and wanted to start out on a new path in a new career path, I really thought about breaking the cycles of violence through art opportunities that ignite change in vulnerable youth, which is our mission, because I'm also an artist too. I'm an artist at heart. I think I really wanted to be an artist growing up, and my parents were like, no, you need to really go out and get a real job.
Big difference. Attorney at law,
yes.
Artist.
Yes. But I combine my two passions because I know that world of court-involved youth and kids who are in the system due to foster care, or if they're on the wrong path in the juvenile program and going through trying to find their way, and just most kids in general who were really out there struggling and having experienced things that we're now seeing and coming to the fore in our community, mental health challenges, really trying to stay resilient during tough times. And so many of our kids are underserved in so many ways. So using art as a way to elevate and to really bring the community around, to rally behind them in a way that is inspiring. They don't want pity, they really want to be inspired and given the tools that they need. And I think art is a wonderful tool.
And what a great opportunity for a mentor. Because sometimes when they're in dysfunctional families, and many are that you were talking about, most of them are, to have that one glimmer of hope and maybe have a mentor that believes in them, and they can hone on their interest and their true success in being in the art world. Because it takes one person, I think, in life to believe in you.
It does.
To really make a difference, because people that are in dysfunctional families, they're dysfunctional and they fight a lot and there's violence and they don't have that core person, to really lift them up and say, you can do anything, because that is our world. We can do anything. But you have to have somebody who believes in you.
And we want kids to have that confidence, because what I found a lot was it's not even always an economic barrier that prevents kids from achieving. It's the cycle that they're experiencing in their homes, in their community, that you sort of do what you were taught. And young children, even babies who are observing, bad behaviors, absorbing just things that make them feel less than, they don't understand that they're wonderful. They deserve it, and they deserve more than what they may experience on a day-to-day basis. Pro-social activities make a big difference, and the arts are expensive. They don't have as many art opportunities in school. It's hard to access that. It's hard to just be your own inspiration when we have trained facilitators who have a background with training them to be trauma informed about how to negotiate and talk through with kids how they can be their best selves, and the social emotional learning that is not taught in schools anymore.
Exactly.
Kindness, fortitude, resilience. So we're really broadening horizons. We're building life skills. So to survive and not just survive but to thrive.
Right, exactly.
Really, and really giving all the kids what they can do to stay resilient and move forward in life.
And that is such a great statement. And it is learned behavior. They do learn this from a very, very early age. We all do. It's learned behavior of our parents and who we are around. But I loved when at the event you had so many video clips of the children talking about how it changed their lives, what it meant to them, because it is what they want to do, but perhaps they didn't know that.
They didn't know.
That's the amazing part of it.
We have an amazing art sector here. We have performance venues. We have actual artists we're in an art-inspired building right now. We just moved into a wonderful building called the Visual and Performing Arts Center, and there are over 80 artists in that building. And having access to the arts in that way, everything from performing to visual, poetry, spoken word, there's so much that kids don't have access and they don't see it. So if they don't see it, how can you be it? And not that we're always trying to create little artists. It's really about creating something creating something that wasn't there before, that you did, that's yours. And some of the kids have hidden talents that they didn't even know they had.
But you have brought those out with your foundation, which is amazing, you touched one life. That is what it means in this world, just one. We're going to take a quick break and watch this amazing video. Natalie, what an amazing video. What an amazing video. How it's touching lives. And you wanted to touch on something, just showing the passion and the heartstrings with that video. You were talking, you wanted to share.
Well, I do think that the kids are expressing, and some of their counselors are saying, how much this program and our program, and we're so honored that it's having an impact that we've intended, that they're able to move from point A to point B and then beyond. We've had kids now. We've been doing this for almost 8 years, where we've been serving kids, and kids are coming back. So we have one student who used to be in our culinary class who's been back several times to teach kids to do what she did. And she's was in our culinary class a couple of years, and then now she's an actual chef in Charlotte. And breaking that cycle, we don't always know everything about all of the kids' backgrounds. So some of it's confidential, and sometimes it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really is about empowering the kids and taking them on this journey so that they can feel confident about themselves. And one side was when I was an attorney back in DC, I had a file, and I was talking to my supervisor, and he was retiring. I was coming in, and he gave me the file, and he said, "This family has been in this court system for generations." And his name, as a young attorney, was on that file sheet. And the file sheet was huge. It was a case file, and breaking that cycle never left me. You know, how can you get this cycle out of a family, out of a community? You know, what can you do? And I think the arts are the perfect vehicle because they are so powerful. They are transformative. And as I said, even if you don't want to be an artist, having that power that you know you can create something, and then learning life skills like cooking, dressing for success, we teach all of that. We do our programs so that kids are having this experience without having to feel like, you know, downtrodden.
Less than. I like you said that, less than. And sometimes we think of the arts as just being painting and drawings, but it's so much more. It's such a world. Like so many things are encompassed in art, you know, and it really does empower so many people to touch inside their lives, to maybe be something a little different, to be inspired, you know, to be something that outside of their dreams, because a lot of us have dreams but we don't always get to search them. And this is helping those young people search those dreams. And when they come back to teach classes, it means they've changed lives. It's changed their lives. And they want to pay it forward.
It's so true. It's so true. If you can't see it, you can't be it. You know, and if you don't have that exposure, people don't like to say, you know, exposure, you have to have all, you know, but you do need to pour in. You need repetition, but you also need a variety of things that you're looking at in your community to be able to come downtown, to be able to go to different places and have that access. And, you know, the fancy name for it is social capital, being able to negotiate our world and our community to become wonderful contributing citizens, and you know, having that power to do that, the kids feel it.
Well, so I was so honored when I met you at the event, because we on our show just love empowering women that make a difference. And you know, you are a woman that didn't have to do all these great things to give back, yet you did. And that's what the world is about. Those that, you know, have gifts, to share those gifts with others. And that's amazing. I just, you know, I was so honored to have you on the show, because I was like, she just is one of those women that you truly make a difference. You touch lives, and
well,
that's what we're here for.
It takes a village. You know, I don't do it by myself. I have a wonderful team, I have a wonderful board. They've gone beyond, you know, my imaginings, and this community has supported us in such a wonderful way. We've been, you know, afforded grants from the city and from the Arts and Science Council and from, you know, several banks. I won't try to mention all of them, but also our individual donors have really rallied to our cause. And I couldn't have dreamed it, you know, to say like, oh, this is going to happen. But I just felt something in my spirit that wanted to pursue this, and I felt that it was a good time to do it. And I'm just so honored, and I hope people will sign on and continue to sign on and support us and grow the message. And one of the challenges is making people aware. So this is such a wonderful opportunity to get our message out there and to have people understand what the kids need, you know, and why they need it. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you for stopping by the set tonight.
Yes.
I'm honored to have you, and I
Thank
love
you.
the Arts Empowerment Project.
Thank you
and
so
I know
much,
it's,
Debra.
Thank you. I know it's
really
going to do great
appreciate it.
things.
Thank you.
So, Natalie Fraser Allen, making a difference in the world every day, each and every day, and it starts today. My favorite and your international chef is right on the set with us tonight, the amazing Armin.
Debra.
Dash.
Mwah,
Dash.
mwah, mwah. Dash, it's German.
Dash. We have been friends for
Almost 10 years
10
now.
years now, and it's a great little story, but we just connected and became best friends, and here we are, hanging out together, cooking together. So he is our chef that comes up with something new and different every single time. So I challenged him this time to come up with something that we've never done before.
So we did.
So we did, and it is monkfish. He sent me a picture of it, and I must say, I was a little scared.
It's a little ugly. It's ugly fish. It's
Right.
it looks like a catfish almost. So,
It's real ugly.
but it tastes like lobster. That's the hidden secret. So people really don't know a lot about monkfish, but we're gonna try it today, and everybody's gonna love it.
It's a poor man's lobster, you
Yeah,
said.
it's poor
so
man's
I was like,
lobster.
I'm in for that, and easier to prepare.
Easier to prepare. You don't have bones. You don't have
Right.
bones in the fish, and you don't have to worry about taking it out of a shell. And it's not a shellfish either, so there's no allergies.
So, mwah.
Yes.
So I'm just going to say, as we talk about, we're doing this risotto. right? It's a creamy risotto.
Yeah, we're going to start with the creamy risotto. And risotto takes about 25 minutes or so to cook. So we pre-started this on the set. We started with some fresh garlic, some butter, some olive oil, and we brought that to a simmer, threw our risotto into it, and made it kind of pop. So it just breaks the risotto open. And then as it starts to simmer, you have to keep adding liquids to it. So you can choose whether you want to add white wine, you can use chicken base, you can use beef or vegetable base, and water, because it just keeps absorbing that water. And we're also making it without meat right now because I prefer to do it that way. You just don't want to over stir it. You want to keep adding the liquid so it doesn't get gummy and glutinous. But it's a gluten-free rice.
Right. I love it. I love risotto. It's easy.
So while Deborah's doing that, I'm going to start over here with our monkfish. So what we're going to do is get a little bit of olive oil in our pan. It's already preheated. And we're going to add some butter, because we love to add butter to everything here.
Dear, we're in the South.
That's right.
Butter makes it so
That's right.
good, right?
So we're going to add some butter, and we're going to add, Deborah, you can put a little bit of white wine in here for me too. Would be great.
Armin.
Just a little splash. We'll try not to drink it while we're doing it. And that's going to give it a nice little fizz. Take
It's
it off.
getting hot up in
I
here.
know, it's getting hot in here. We're going to
Whoa!
take that down a bit.
A little flame. I like it.
We're going to add a little lemon juice to calm that down.
Calm it down.
There we go. And now we're going to add some of our garlic. You don't have to be quite that dramatic at home if you don't want to be.
But I did like it.
It was nice.
I like it when there's the flame.
And then we've got our monkfish tails right here. And this is the best part of the fish, is the tails. You can also use the cheeks. And it's a cold water fish, so it grows from, get it in the Atlantic from Canada to North Carolina.
I'm going to put a little cream in mine.
And we're going to add one of these tails at a time here.
Okay.
And we're going to put the meaty side up. You can see the bottom's got a little bit of a red piece to it, like this little vein.
Right.
But this is a boneless fish, so you don't have to worry about getting little bits and pieces of bone in your teeth like you might with salmon, or you might with some other fish like sea bass and stuff. So we're going to season this, a little bit of citrus seasoning, Provence herbs.
Just, you get the premix. You mix some.
Yeah, no, you can pre-mix it or you can mix it yourself. I kind of mix stuff up myself. And then you just want to get all that in there. And then we made a mess of our set, Deborah.
Okay, I know.
You and me, we're good at that.
Yeah.
And then she's going to keep working on the risotto over here. So as we continue to move, we're going to add some more white wine, some water. And then as this gets ready to be done, we're going to finish it with cream and Parmesan cheese.
I did add a little creme already.
You did, that's okay. Deborah, I'll never tell you did anything wrong.
You have all my secrets, babe.
I know. So now we're going to turn this flame up just a little bit so we can get it to cook. This takes about 10-15 minutes on average. Depends on the size of the tail. This is a 6 to 8 ounce tail. So they're really good meaty pieces. And that's what gives it that lobster kind of flavor to it, because it's a nice meaty, not fishy fish.
So I think that monkfish has a little bit more of a taste, because I feel like lobster, unless I put a lot of lemon or butter on it, it doesn't even have that much taste.
Exactly, it doesn't have any taste. And that's why
Right.
people smother it with butter.
Right.
Or tempura or something else. You can
Whatever.
prepare this any way you prepare a lobster. You can make a salad out of it. You can do just about anything to do with a lobster. It's just easier because it's less prepping. You want to make sure you get a nice golden brown on it before we flip it over.
And so what you want to do is just have a light crisp to it.
A light crisp
And
to it.
take the red away.
Exactly. And we're going to use a trusty pan here as a lid just to cover it up for a minute and get some of that steam in it.
Okay.
And now you can see our risotto over here with Deborah is getting to the point where it's almost finished. So we can add some, a little bit more salt to this.
Let me do it.
Oh, go ahead,
I'm
do
a
it.
chef.
A pinch of salt.
Just a pinch.
And the risotto takes, you need a little bit of salt with it.
Where's yours? Pepper.
Pepper? It's all mixed together right here.
Yeah, we
Add
don't-
both.
Okay.
And then I've got some fresh oregano you can add to that too. You can just take those scissors and cut it up and add it to the center of it.
Should I do my creme first?
Yeah, just add that last. And just make sure you only do the leaves. So now we're going to take this. And you can also use a fish spackle for this. Spatula. Thank you, Deborah. I forget sometimes what I'm doing in here. And now we got a nice little golden brown to the bottom. And we're going to, the other side's probably going to get a little browner than this because I've got the heat up more now.
In fact, really does look like lobster.
It does. It really
It
does.
looks like it even. Has the texture. I mean, same look. Same.
And we're gonna add some lemon to this as well.
Let me cut some
We're gonna do a
out.
little bit of zest, and then we're gonna have some for garnish over here too. So you just get a zester of any kind that you like to use. This is more like a grater, but you just shake off all your zest and get that on there because it's gonna give it that nice lemony flavor. And then save your lemons afterwards so you can use them for something else.
So I'm going to say we have all of your great segments on our YouTube, the Debra Kennedy channel on YouTube. But I haven't cooked in forever. So I've kind of lost my touch of cooking.
Well, you can go back and check them
That's
out.
what I've been doing. So in order to like really, I don't know, refresh myself on some cooking, because you make it so easy, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I'm a chef when I watch those tutorials. But that's what I've been doing because I'm kind of interested in doing a little cooking now. And your tutorials are so easy to follow, and they're simple 4 and 5 ingredients.
And most of the meals we're preparing are for 2 people. So you can make a nice romantic dinner, a dinner for you and the girls, cut up some of this monkfish in smaller pieces. Make a nice salad with it too.
I like it. But thank you for all
But being able to go back and look at all the different recipes, there's so many things we've done on the show throughout the years.
Oh my gosh, we've been doing it for, this is our 20th anniversary
Of the
on the
been
show.
on the show
I was telling everybody it's been 15 years or 14 years or 16. It's my director said, it's been 20 years, Deborah. I said, oh my God, time flies when you're having fun.
Right. Now we don't want to add any more liquid to that. We want to just let that finish off, and we're going to add the cheese to it. And we're getting close to being finished on this. Once I'm done with the fish, what I'm going to do is actually add let me check my heat here. There's the flame. We're going to take the fish out, and we're just going to add the spinach to this. And that's going to help pick up all the flavors of the fish, and the lemon, and the olive oil, and everything together. So as you can see, the brown liquid on the bottom, the brown butter as we call it, it's starting to get a nice brown look to it. So you can use this as a sauce over it. And it's cooking down and simmering while it cooks.
All right, Chef Armin, tell me when I should put my cheese in.
I'd say go ahead and add the cheese, Deborah. So we're starting to get a nice brown on the other side of this now. And as we said earlier, there's just not a lot of ingredients in this.
That's why we love you.
Yeah, because it just makes it a little easier when you're making a dinner that you're not having to bring out everything from the pantry. And of course we break everything down in portion size here, so it makes it a little easier for you. The last thing I'm going to add to this is the cilantro just before the fish is finished, so we can top it. Just because I like to have a fresh herb on top. And cilantro goes great with your fish. So you can see we got a nice golden brown texture on here now, Deborah. So now we know the fish is just about done. And this will be a little pink on the inside, but not like a salmon or anything like that.
Do you want it pink on the inside?
Not really. You want to make sure it's cooked through. So it's white, but it has a slight pink hue to it.
Oh, okay. So I will have a bite from the end.
Yes, definitely. Because it's a big piece of fish.
This looks so pretty, but I'm going to do my little part.
And look at that, Deborah. Risotto looks great. So we're going to take this out, the smaller one right here. You're going to put some risotto right next to that with this spoon. And I'm going to take this piece out and set it right here, which is also done. And now we're going to head and add our spinach to this.
I'm going to turn this down.
And Deborah, you can give me just a splash of white wine in here too.
Absolutely. One of my favorite things.
So this is about a bag of spinach. Or, that's good. It's about a bag of spinach, or equal to 4 cups. The spinach breaks down a lot when you're cooking it. So you don't have to take all these stems off because it's really just going to break down and just be a beautiful.
And you use your all juice just for
You just use
base.
the same juice as the base. So it's got
so much flavor.
You've already got tons of flavor from the brown butter that we just prepared. What we want to do is just move this over a little bit. I'm going to cut a little bit more of the fresh oregano on top of this. And you see how quickly this breaks down. It doesn't take long at all.
No. This is a good 15 minutes. This is it.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect.
Risotto
Your prep
prepped
time's probably
before.
about 20, 30 minutes getting everything together, and then the meal just pops out fast like this.
And it looks like you're you are an international chef.
Yeah, so-
but at home, it can look like...
It looks like you're in a
International
5-star
chef.
restaurant
Right,
here.
exactly.
So we're gonna put some spinach right here on the plate. And see how it's got that nice color to it?
Oh, this is beautiful. Look how plated. Look how beautiful plate.
Ah, that's just a beautiful
like, this
plate.
is beautiful.
We're gonna go ahead and shut this off.
I'll shut mine off.
There we go. And then we can just kind of recap everything we've done here. So we have,
We started with pre-risotto, because it takes about 30 minutes, so we started early with just prepping that. We put in here some...
we had olive oil, garlic, lemon, and some white wine to start. We broke the kernels on it, so to speak, and then started adding liquid. So, and like I said, you can't walk away from risotto, otherwise you're going to have a burnt piece of pasta, or rice rather. So it'll be a big rice cake. So this is broken down nicely. Then we kept adding white wine and water.
Or you can do broth if you don't want wine.
You can use chicken broth, vegetable
or
broth.
water, right. Because it flavors.
Then we added some cream just to richen it up. And then we added the Parmesan cheese. And then to finish off with the monkfish, the poor man's lobster.
Poor man's lobster.
It is brown butter and sage. So we've got sage, citrus, and then we have a little bit of fresh oregano just to top this with. We were going to put it in the pan, but we'll just add it to it. Just give it a little bit of flavor. And then we seared that. That took about 10 minutes or so. Added the spinach to it, finished it off, and now we've got a perfect dish to taste.
This is beautiful. So we do a tasting?
You got a little fork right there. You know we got to taste it.
All right. And I love it. He's my man.
So
Always
Deborah
cuts it
wants
up.
me to take the piece of meat from the end, and you can see this is a great... You got to help me with the knife, Deborah. There we go. So we don't want to give Deborah too big a piece of meat here, but just go ahead and try this. It's delicious.
Oh,
And then I'll go ahead and try this risotto for her.
Armin.
Perfect, Deborah.
Oh my gosh. Give me a bite of risotto.
You gotta have some. And you can taste the cheese, the cream, the wine. You can taste all the flavors in it together. It's perfect.
This is amazing. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
You won't want to stop eating it once you start.
I can't. Monkfish, who would ever think it could be so beautiful? But international chef Armin does it all with his
Let me get Deborah's little lip here.
with his beautiful palette of taste and how creative you are. How amazing you are. Thank you for always stopping by the set. You can check out all of his videos on our YouTube channel, The Debra Kennedy Show. But Armin I'm kidding, is an international chef, and we are so excited to have him here cooking it up for us tonight, and you can do it at home too.
Always a pleasure.
There's an